Thank you for coming to West Suffolk today. It was really inspiring sitting and listening to you when you were reading from your book and telling us about your experiences. You've spoken openly about your childhood and your struggles in an unjust care system. Would you say that discovering your love for writing at such a young age helped you in a way? And if so, could you explain on that?
I think that my love for writing from such a young age did really help me work out some of what was happening to me in the kind of storm of my childhood. I found refuge in writing. I found that I could kind of make sense of stuff, I think.
Obviously, your experiences in the care system were far from as they should have been, but do you think now that you've grown, it's changed as much as it should have done since that time?
That's a really good question. Has the care system changed for the better since I left? I think we are more aware of the care system now, that is, wider society, than we were when I was a child. Mm-hmm. I know that there are still a lot of bad stories of young people who have been in care. I also know that there have been many successes as well. We tend to hear about the negative stories. I think that's okay, because if you've been in care and the story has been a good one, then I expect you to go away and live your life and be well. Mm-hmm. But if you've had to scream, if you've had to articulate what was happening, what was wrong with you, if you've had to be a journalist in your own story, if you've had to be a surgeon cutting into yourself to find what has been put inside you that is bad, I think then you need to speak to people. People need to hear.
Yeah, thank you. What can still be done in terms of the care system, in your opinion? Do you feel like there are still advancements that can be made?
There are advances that can be made, and I think the social services around the country are trying. I will always offer compassionate critique, okay? So I do believe that we who are not in the care system must challenge our MPs to look after children who are in care to the best of our ability. Because when a child is in care, the government is its legal parent, and therefore we voted in the government, so it's for us to challenge the government to look after vulnerable children.
The Black Lives Matter movement has gained extreme traction this year. With more and more acts of blatant prejudice and racism being caught on camera, it feels like inevitable change has to happen. In your opinion, what do you think needs to change in order to achieve equality? And do you personally believe equality is at all attainable?
Of course equality is attainable. Oh my gosh.
That's what I wanted to hear.
You have to believe equality is attainable, because it's such a beautiful goal to have, you know what I mean? I mean, just by having equality as your goal for your own well-being, for diversity of opinion, it's the gift that keeps on giving. If you believe in equality, that belief will travel with you in every interaction that you have in your life. And that means you're going to have a better life, meeting better people, making the world better for the people who are in it. It's just the gift that keeps on giving. There is no negative. There's no downside to wanting a world which is more equality, which believes in equality, and wanting a world which accepts that diversity is one of the keys to a better life. Yeah, I think your question was, what can we do? And I think this interview is an example. That question is an example. Maybe 5 years ago, that's not a question that would have come up at this point in time. We need to keep asking questions so that we can get to fairer answers. For me, we have to see equality as a positive, a positive way to live.
Being the Chancellor of Manchester University and obviously proactively working with children throughout your entire career, are you optimistic about the future and what future generations will bring?
We have to be optimistic about the future. I've got to say that the future generations are here right now. They're you, and I am totally inspired by what is happening in the world, driven by a generation who won't stand for double speak, who need to hear clearly that action is being made against inequality. So, the Me Too campaign and the Black Lives Matter campaign, they're all linked. This is all about the raising of consciousness. This is all about being able to record what happened. This is all about not standing for abuses of trust. So you can't, to me, you can't look at the Black Lives Matter campaign and not look at the Me Too campaign as well. They're both, the Me Too campaign came first, and I think there's a definite link in the raising of consciousness amongst your generation.
Okay, well, again, it was extremely inspiring listening to you in there, and I did really enjoy your book, by the way. It was a great read. Thank you for your time, though. It's been a pleasure talking to you.
Thank you, and also thanks for reading my book. I'm much appreciated.
No worries. It was great, honestly. Okay, are we all sorted? Okay. Nice one.
By the way, that was a really well put together interview. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Well researched questions, and they elicited me. I wanted to answer them, so I appreciate it.